Hello, I'm Dan, and this is Dan Explains. It's Lent again, which may not mean much to some people, but last Lent I did a video on the Lenten practice of fasting, which went as well as you might expect. This Lent I'm doing a video on another Lenten practice, but I won't reveal what it is. You'll have to figure it out. Leave a comment below if you do. Have you ever been in a position where if no one helped you, something bad would happen? Yet nobody helped you? How about the other way around? Where you knew something bad would happen to someone, but you didn't do anything. And you could have. I'm pretty sure we've all been in situations like that. In the latter case, we may be ashamed or feel justified for not having helped. How are those two scenarios different from the following ones? Someone doing something bad to you even though you didn't do anything to them, and you doing something bad to someone else even though they did nothing to you. Is the second two scenarios worse than the first two scenarios? Let me explain. I think that most people would agree that in the two sorts of scenarios I presented in my intro, that the second set is the most immoral one. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the train car thought experiment. If you're not, this is how it goes. You have a train car that has come loose from its train. It's rolling down a hill. You see the track divides, and next to you there is a switch that will switch the train car from going straight to going down a side track. You notice there are 5 people on the straight track in the path of the train car. They are too low down to see the train coming, and too far away for them to hear you to warn them. On the side track, there is one person, who is also too low to see the train and too far away to hear you. If you act fast and switch the track, you will save 5 people, but kill the one person. If you do nothing, the 5 people die, but the one survives. Most people find this a difficult question to answer. You're choosing who lives and who dies, so to speak. It's a hard choice because if you choose to do something, that will hurt someone else. And it seems more wrong than choosing to do nothing and someone else gets hurt. It makes things seem easier if it's 2 buttons. One kills one person and one kills 5. And someone has a gun to your head and sticks on other people's heads, forcing you to make the choice. You had to make the decision whether you liked it or not, and you had seconds to do it. It wasn't your fault, it was the fault of the guy with the gun to your head. That was a common argument for the Nazi prison camp guards after World War II. And hint, it didn't go well for them. One way to clear this up is a decision tree, sort of like how a computer program would handle it. Once you're in a situation, you have 2 choices. Kill one person, or kill 5 people. Whether you're by yourself or someone has a gun to your head. So, going back to the original questions, does this mean that if you had a bad situation where you could act but don't, that it's exactly the same as causing a bad situation instead of avoiding it? Let's examine what Scripture has to say. Well, if you look at Matthew 25:35-45, which I'm not going to read because it's lengthy, but it's Jesus describing the final judgment. The upshot is the people who could do good things for the needy and did are going to heaven, and the people who could have done good things to the needy and didn't are going to hell. Notice the people are going to hell for things they didn't do, not things they did. That's the key here. Jesus isn't comparing doing something bad to helping someone who is suffering when you can. He's just using this as an analogy for people who are uncharitable, because uncharity can't send you to hell. Reality is not as black and white as a thought experiment like the train car problem. It can be boiled down to 2 choices that you inevitably need to pick from. People often see situations and decide not to intervene because they don't know what's going on, or if there was anything they could have done to make the situation better. Doing something with the best of intentions doesn't bring people back from the dead if what you did was the wrong thing to do. Doing nothing is the default choice, and picking it will usually result in no changes. Hence, nothing worse than what's already going to happen will happen. But in most situations, you could take any number of actions, most of which will probably have a bad outcome, unless the situation and the resolution are both clear. A good example of this is you may decide to give a homeless person some money, but you don't know the reason why the person is homeless is because they're an addict, and all they will do with the money is feed their addiction. Also, sometimes you know exactly what the person needs, but you can't do much to help. Of course, the point isn't to minimize helping people, but to do better to understand what kind of help the person needs and what you can do to help them. Knowing something is wrong and doing it is always wrong, but seeing something is wrong and doing nothing to fix it is only wrong when there is something you can do and you know it and you decide not to. So no, in most cases, doing something bad is not the same as seeing something bad and not doing anything. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button. Subscribe to my channel and ding the bell to get notified when I post new videos. Also, please support me on Patreon. Link in the description. The more people support me, the more time I can dedicate to making videos like this one. So, until next time, have a great week.